Hello, my name is James Nail, and today I will be presenting the information that I have gathered on Twitter and terrorism. So, this is an overview of what I will be talking about today. It starts off with an intro to the topic, then going on to the many different issues, including professional, ethical, global security, and then I'm going to talk about some good things that Twitter has done and is doing about terrorism. And then I'll just wrap up with some key points from my presentation. So first, introduction. So Twitter is a social media platform, as most of you know, and it's used for a lot of people to voice their opinions and at some point spread their message. So lately, there have been a lot of terrorist groups that have been using Twitter and other social medias to spread their message and wreak havoc among today's society. And there were two really big incidents with the tragedy that happened in Paris and then the video that was posted by a member related to the ISIS terrorist group of a captive being beheaded. And Twitter did a really good job of stopping it, but there's always better things they can do. So some professional issues with Twitter trying to go on an offensive and try and ban and suspend accounts just because they look suspicious. They'd be losing users by suspending suspicious accounts because they have no true way of knowing what that person's doing. So they could very well just be from that country and they could suspend it just because they're from a country where there have been terrorists known to come from there. So that's one way that there is a big professional issue, and they, like I said, they really have no way of knowing who the person really is. Okay, some ethical issues. Um, Basically, what they're doing when they're trying to suspend accounts, they are profiling people. And one thing that it's hard to go about doing when you're trying to suspend accounts and keep your website secure is that there are really terrorists everywhere, and they blend in with people in everyday world. So there's no reason to profile somebody just from where they're from or just because they look like they're from a Middle Eastern country, which is normally where terrorists originate. Um, just suspending an account based on where they live and where they're from is unethical. So next, I'm going to talk about global issues. Um, Terrorists have been using Twitter a lot. They used it very heavily for spreading their message during the ISIS group with the beheading video. Um, my personal experience when I first saw the video, it was up for 45 minutes and it had over 40,000 retweets because they were spreading the message. And a lot of people all around the world did panic because of it. Because if you're just scrolling through your Twitter page and you see something that disturbing, it's not going to be something that you're just like, oh, it's whatever. I saw it. It was nothing. It was probably fake. No, it's real, and it was scary to think about. And at times that can go spread around the world really fast, and that's never a good thing. And then some security issues. So Twitter wants to keep their site secure. They want to keep the terrorists off of it so that incidents like the ISIS situation don't happen a lot. Because messages do spread very fast on Twitter. And if they spread too quickly, it can be a really bad thing and cause even more global issues because terrorists can wreak havoc just by posting a video on social media. And it doesn't take long to travel around the world. But there are some good things that Twitter has been doing to try and stop terrorism in its tracks. Um, I mean, if you think about it, the ISIS video of the beheading was stopped after an hour on the site, a little over an hour. So that wasn't on the site for too long, but after all those people have seen it, it's going to be hard to try and get rid of the video completely. Um, but Twitter ends up stopping and suspending over 200,000 accounts, but it took in 6 months they only named 1/3 of them and found out who they actually are and what their purpose was for using Twitter, and like they fully identified them. Which, yeah, that's a big number, but you would think for Twitter, such a big company, that it would be a lot higher than it is. Okay, and to wrap up my presentation, just by saying Twitter is actively searching for terrorists to make sure that messages and incidents like the ISIS beheading video and some of the stuff that happened with the event in Paris don't happen anymore, because by them going on an offensive and trying to search and find these terrorists, they are literally stopping terrorism in its tracks. It's not going to be a for sure fix, but it's a step in the right direction for Twitter and social media. And I think that's a really good thing. Thank you guys for your time, and I will see you next time.